What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. We're jumping in with some Black Desert Online content today, taking a look at the May 21st update details. So without further ado, let's jump right in it. So we're going to start off with the event just because we previously talked about this event, and it's the special festival login rewards that are basically joining. So May 23rd to June 11th, you want to be logging in for those 7 days so you can net yourself a value pack, a resplendent storage box, festival dice box, the Avisa Vaults plus 120, another festival dice box, the resplendent journey box, and the festival dice box again. Now, the reason why you want these is because it's going to be there for your personalized adventure board. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Most of you guys probably already know how to play the adventure board. You've got your dice and you're gonna net yourself the rewards here. Let me do my normal one. Anyways, you've got your normal rewards that are basically going to be drafted from those, and you're going to get special dice from these when you go into your challenges on the dailies. So make sure that you're going in, checking out your challenge items list over there, so that way you can pull up and collect your dice. So you can see here I have yet to claim mine because I'm just going to wait a little bit so that way I can do this all at once. And these dice are essentially going to net me the ability to roll on the new special festival board. Hopefully getting a lot of these cronstone items obviously is what most players are going to want, right? So you want to make sure that you're logging in and that you're playing for 30, 60, 90 minutes, and then you'll net yourself these rewards so that way you can make your way through the remaining of the game, the dice board there. So this is going to help you get additional dice to play the game, essentially, and that's one of the real good reasons that you want to be joined in. Next up, we do have the event Saddle Up Imperial Horse Delivery. So we had just had the horse training things changed in the last update for how those are going to work. So now they have new fun features, they say, and improved rewards for the training content. So mount and training XP hot time is up 50% for each. Complete the Imperial horse deliveries for double Flowers of Oblivion and the event Imperial training delivery notices as well. So not a bad event, especially if it's something that you're already doing. You want to try out the new taming animations the way they are, then go check those out. But get the daily quest from Liana's info quest tab, and then you can exchange those rewards for your general horse type training rewards, basically, so that way you can get those celestial knights and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily that excited about this because we did get the release of, our dragon Dusk is rejoined, and I've been using that more. But, obviously your horse has its uses still inside the game, but I'm just having fun riding around on a goddamn dragon. That's just the truth about it, right? Especially in this world. Next up, we got some patch notes, and they're not that depth, but they're there nonetheless. So let's take a look at it. So number one, you can see we've got the Dosa has received some updates. So he is my secondary character that I play. So they added the Abyssal Legacy skill, Morning Fog. So you can obtain the Abyssal Legacy skill after completing all of the Magnus main quest line, acquiring the Acknowledged Abyssal Veins Balenos, and then accepting completing the Magnus Abyssal Revelations via the Black Spirit. If your family has already completed this, you immediately accept and complete the Magnus Abyssal Revelation from the Black Spirit, and then you'll unlock yourself the Morning Fog. So they have here Blade Waltz changed now to being registered via the quick slot, and then your succession skill Prime Fog Cleave changed so the fog level effects are also applied to Flow Oblique Cleave. I think one of the Dosas is my favorite classes to play in the game. I just have this real love, however, for the Hashashin. So it becomes those days where it's like I want to play something that's a little, like, I would say like the Dosa has a little bit better flow to it in terms of gameplay than Hashashin does, but I just have like this. Hashashin is my love, you know what I mean? And the Dosa's right there, and Striker coming in third with the Sage in fourth. So next up, we got the ease the contribution points for cost for purchasing houses. So from Balenos to the Mountain of Eternal Winter, the required contribution points for connecting nodes have been adjusted. I essentially like this because what we should see here is a return of contribution points, right? Although so you say it's here, right? The contribution points needs to purchase houses have also been adjusted to ensure they don't exceed 5. Although this adjustment mainly targets houses in regions like Sylvia and Drigan, where CP cost was especially high, CP required for purchasing houses are set according to their usage and size. Therefore, as required CP for larger houses have been lowered, CP needed for smaller ones have also been reduced. As a result, required CP has been decreased not only in Sylvia and Drigan, but also for houses that already required fewer than 5. With these updated CP requirements, we hope adventurers will find even more diverse and useful ways to spend their CP. To me, particularly, I like this idea because essentially with the way CP worked, you had to make very concerted efforts inside places. I like the idea of basically being able to go to each of these different regions and having a house and filling that house and being able to have like a shop to set up in at every place along those. So you can see here, these were some of the adjustments that they made along in Belenos. So the Western Gateway was reduced by 1. You can see the adjustments along the wheel. Make yourself to check these out so that way you know what type of CPs are there, whether or not you need to collect any of your CP points back. Then you'll have to take a look at the way those routes basically work. But you can see the note here as that says, with the decrease in required CP for certain nodes and houses, the reduced amount of CP has been returned if you invested those nodes or houses, or they say houses, kind of like the way I'm messing it up and saying it. Okay, so new production node has been added to the Ulakita region. The new production node mainly features resources such as Monk's Branch, which have been in demand by adventurers. I got a whole lot of Monk's Branch I need to put on the market actually. While working on adding the Ulakita region production node, we also reviewed the existing production nodes across the continent. During this process, we found some difficulties in operating production nodes near Kepler, so we improved that area as well. Additionally, with today's update, considering that you can now hire more workers, we have improved the speed at which workers are displayed when using view continuously option during work contracts, so you can find your desired worker more quickly. So you can see here some of the node production areas and what those items are now giving you. So specifically, like you see City of the Dead, Birch Timber, Sap. It was a weird adjustment when they changed a lot of these items, because I found myself holding on to a lot of items that just didn't really seem to have value on the marketplace because people were selling them at just easy low prices. So we'll have to see how it works out overall over time, right? So we can also see these NPCs for the work supervisors are now changed in Muzagar and Asparkan inside Ulakita, and then they changed the house options to allow lodging purchases inside Asparkan and Muzagar with the addition of the production nodes. So if you're building your worker node empire, this is important to you because it's going to give you CP points that you can now reinvest. And with the ability to choose what workers are going to each individual area, you can do those things as well. I recently did a readjustment to my worker nodes empire, and I was just netting certain materials that I felt like was going to need, so it just made sense, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things you're constantly making adjustments to and making sure you feed the system so that way you're getting resources for those things. As modern society moves at a hectic pace, we prepared an update to help add a little more relaxation, a morning coffee break for adventurers. Since fish decrease in value over time, and many of you sell fish caught via auto fishing overnight in the morning, to ensure you don't have to worry about their value during your busy morning, we've extended the price guaranteed period for fish. Alongside this, the Fruit of Abundance, which we announced on the Black Desert Global Lab, which takes longer to grow but yields a greater harvest, is now in its final preparation stages. We will introduce it to you as soon as we can. So you can see here, the one reason why this is good is there's like some mornings where I do have my fishing overnight, and I essentially just basically don't have the ability. So it's one of those things, like, I'm one to go in the morning and then I just essentially don't have the time to do it in the morning. So I like the idea that the value doesn't dip. Normally I'm selling my fish and they're usually at about 75% value instead of 100% value. So you're losing out on some of the gold that's there, but not a whole lot. So I like the idea that they're increasing the price guaranteed period for, for your fish over time. So you can see here, the remaining price guaranteed period is increased by 120 hours. So essentially, That's a long time. The fish stored in inventory, the remaining price guarantee period is increased by 24 hours. So you're now getting full value on fishing. And to be honest with you, fishing to me is one of the easiest passive way of basically earning funds inside BDO. So even if you're not a daily player, like I don't play BDO every single day because I play a lot of games. Right now I'm playing Dragon's Dogma. Come check me out on Twitch where I'm streaming that live 4 days a week, along with like Marvel Rivals and the litany of other games that I play as well. But this is a really nice change because then now I know I'm guaranteed to get those guaranteed periods for those. So I'm happy with this. This is a really good change. They've also improved the item description, the combat and skill XP, 530% scrolls to more clearly indicate how to open it. Were people really confused on how to open those items? I don't know. I guess it is. Okay, so we got quest and knowledge, and we said the rumor of what's it zones being fished up have spread amongst fishers and Velias. You can check out this story by accepting the something neat quest from the Black Spirit quest menu with a character from level 7. They improved so that if you already own the Aquila's Eye knowledge, the chat button that grants this knowledge will no longer appear when interacting with the Aquila's storage keeper, Herod Ramson. So check that out. Right now, I'm like really amped about the weekly fishing quest. So I'm loving this because it changes every week to week. It gets me wanting to move my characters around. This week is a little bit different because I really need to get into building boats so that way I can do some actual sea fishing and stuff like that, especially since they added the AFK mana for that. But none of the areas in which I'm currently seated or have a character sit basically facilitate this quest because I think they're all in like Magoria or on some island or something like that. But I like the idea of what they're doing because it becomes a little bit, even though most people are AFK fishing, it becomes a little bit active version of AFK fishing in my opinion. So I really am enjoying it. So you can see here Node and Conquest War. To ensure that each siege weapon used in Node and Conquest War have more defined roles, we are adjusting the balance of siege weapons. Additionally, we have improved the Kadria's elephant hit detection and made changes to his movements that looked unnatural. This may feel like a downgrade in performance compared to before, so we have increased the skill damage and made certain skills more flexible to use. So essentially, they're still trying their best to keep Node and Conquest Wars relevant in this game, and I applaud them for doing it. It's always that hardline balance. You see it in other MMOs like Destiny and things like that, where it's striking the balance between Node War and PvP and PvE is hard, and they're never going to be 100% right. They're just not. It's really not. You can make a change to something. Excuse me, you can make a change to something where you feel like you're doing the right thing and you still do the wrong thing in the player's eyes, and the players think they have all the answers to how these things should change, and they're never 100% right. So you'll have to look at it. It's just weird. Let's see, mount changes inside of here. We already went through these, I think, before. These are quality of life improvements that they did for those, and then we got some system changes as well. Oh, look at this. They changed the maximum level on season service to better align with their intended purpose and meaning, and remove the life XP increase buff. Improve so that you can possess a compass. You can ping your location to guild party members in the Sooner Deserts can see the ping location even if they don't have a compass themselves. Okay, cool. So the rest of these are just quality of life improvements and changes. Like I said, not the biggest of patches this week, but some quality of life improvements there and some small things that I think will make it a lot easier, as they said, to give us a break on how we are playing in this immersive system. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, hit the subscribe, and leave a comment in the section below. Until next time, guys, peace.